Welcome back to the Guitar Pro channel. I'm Sophie Burrell, and these are 5 modern metal riffs that every guitarist needs to know. Guitar Pro are currently having a summer sale, and until June 30th, you could get 20% off of Guitar Pro 8, 50% off of mySongBook, and 60 days of free access to Guitar Club with your purchase. You can download the Guitar Pro files to practice these riffs using the link in the description below. The first riff is The Summoning by Sleep Token, and I'm just going to switch to my 7-string and I'll show you how to play it. So this is probably one of the most talked about metal riffs or sections in recent years. So this is in drop D sharp, and usually it's played on an 8-string, but I don't have one of those, so 7-string it is. But I really like this riff for how tight it is, even though it's super low tuned, but it's also kind of relaxed and groovy at the same time. It's just really fun to play. So the riff itself is relatively simple to play in terms of the notes, but the rhythm is what makes it really difficult. Because it's syncopated, it almost feels as if you're fighting against the beat the whole time, or you're just ahead or just behind of it. So you have to kind of concentrate, but if you concentrate too much, you'll mess it up. This is a really great riff to practice tight palm muting and rhythmic accuracy. Next up, we have Shadow Moses by Bring Me the Horizon, and this is how it sounds. So this one is a classic from Bring Me's Sempiternal era, and it's probably one of the riffs that got a lot of guitarists into modern metal, and it did take a little while to grow on me, but I do actually really like it. So this song is in drop C, and it opens with those anthemic octave slides, which are instantly recognizable and super cool, but I personally really like when it just goes down to that bottom string and starts on that rhythm. It's just so fun to play. It's one of those riffs that's really heavy and quite simple, but very melodic and hooky at the same time. There's a really cool use of pedal notes and open strings to keep that groove and energy driving the whole way through. The cool thing about this riff is because it's relatively simple on the left hand, you can really focus on your right hand technique. It's a great one to practice muting to open string transitions to get yourself really, really tight at playing those rhythm parts. It's harder than it looks on the right hand, but once you're in the groove, it's a really cool riff to play. Next up, we have Circle With Me by Spiritbox, and this is on a 7-string as well. I love this song, and I really, really love this riff as well. Spiritbox are one of my favorite for their riffs because you'll often find that it's super locked in with the drums, and I just think it kind of like hits in such an interesting way. So this is played in drop F on a 7-string, and the song itself goes through so many different soundscapes. So you'll go from being in a really rhythmical section to being in a super airy and like dissonant chordal section. It's very interesting. The thing I like about this riff is it's not overly technical, but you have to be really tight in your playing to play it well. I think that it's a really good introduction to using a 7-string as well. If it's something that you haven't really played with before, this is definitely a riff to check out. This next riff is Doomsday by Architects, and it's played on a 7-string too. So this next riff is played in drop C, and it's not overly complex, but it is really, really, really fun to play. There's a lot of hammer-ons and string skipping involved in this riff, and it's just quite instantly rewarding. You don't really have to think about it too much for it to feel fun to play. Something great about this riff is the fact that you kind of have these jumps that you have to make as well, so it's really great at practicing getting more efficient and tight with your jumps across the fretboard too. I think another great thing about this riff is how easy it is to memorize. This is one that you're going to easily be able to come back to time and time again and play with it. The last riff we have is one of my favorites. It's Alpha by Periphery, and this one's actually played on a 6-string. So this riff is pretty technical, but really, really fun and enjoyable to play. It's played in drop A, and like a lot of Periphery riffs, it's very groove driven and very, very bouncy. This riff has a lot of syncopated chugs and a lot of tight muted rhythms that kind of switch back and forth, so it's a really great workout for your right hand. Another thing that I really like about this riff is the fact that it slides so much vertically and horizontally, and you're doing a lot of string skipping, so you have to be super accurate. It's very, very technical, but it really helps you to improve your playing. So that's a wrap on these 5 sick riffs from some of today's top modern metal bands. We've got Spirit Box, Sleep Token, Bring Me the Horizon, Architects, and Periphery. Each one of these riffs brings something different to the table, and I really love that. So if you're looking to level up your playing, I highly recommend digging into these riffs and checking out those techniques that we talked about. Guitar Pro are currently having a summer sale, and until June 30th, you could get 20% off of Guitar Pro 8, 50% off of mySongBook, and 60 days of free access to Guitar Club with your purchase. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.